Yo, what is good? My anime faithful, what is good, yo? Guys, Darwin's game, not Darwin's project, but Darwin's game is getting pretty hype. It was pretty safe to say that I didn't see anything willing to make me stop watching this show yet. I think they're doing a good job at not only keeping these characters relatively grounded in the case of everybody seems to have a chance against everybody. We haven't met someone that's just completely overpowered and dumb strong. And I'm saying that now without really knowing how this battle's going to end that we're in right now. So this battle could end in the favor of the Flowerists, but if it does, I think he would become one of the more broken characters. You know, if, let's say, Darwin's game does end in some type of event like this where you're stuck in a place where if you leave, you kind of just lose, right? Like you're stuck with him somewhere. Imagine how easy it would be for him to, oh, I guess, yeah, how easy it would be because look how quickly, I mean, from the time our character learned about the rings and all that different stuff, a lot of people had already lost their life, but the main thing that was important to see was how far the plants had already came, seeing how he hadn't even, noticed any type of plant life on the floor he was on, but then as soon as he actually goes down and sees the staircase, it's so bad that you can't even climb up. So imagine how much time supposedly it would take, like flowers and vines and tree branches or whatever the heck was down there to grow, and to be able to do something like that in an indoor environment. um, if you do look up like some like stuff that forests or like just nature has taken over, and I seen one where it was like it's like one of those things for New York where if you're getting off the train, it's like a train stairs where you're kind of like coming from underground going up. And I seen one of those just completely covered in grass and different, vines and weeds that were growing. But that process took like years, it took years to do something like that. And at the end of the day, it kind of goes to show you that nature is probably going to win over everything if we ever stop taking care, like if we ever stop uh, trimming and, getting rid of certain stuff. If we just let all of it grow, nature would win at the end of the day again, because that's just how the earth works. So that's why it feels like this guy has such a broken ability, is because he pretty much controls a powerful part of the earth. And not only does he control it, he was capable of making it so crazy and ridiculous throughout the whole entire building that he's making it feel like no one has a chance in the slightest, which would have been okay in the case of like leaving, and if you go anywhere you get trigger a trap, blah blah blah. But no, he then can control people who have died to his plants. So he just became that much more broken. Like, imagine never having to learn how to shoot a gun or learn the feeling of what it truly feels like to like take a life from someone that's standing right in front of you, when all you have to do is set out your plants to do what they do, and then not only that, send out people that have died to your plants to finish your job, so this is the type of stuff that really brings forward the narrative of just how crazy things can be if we continue to learn how like powerful people are in this show. And not only that, this guy's like pretty much screwed, right? Like he has to now somehow survive in this world where um, in this world, in this event now, with somebody getting pretty smart of what's going on in the case of shooting surveillance cameras and being in a better position for the clones or the controlled bodies. Excuse me, I'm sorry for yawning. Um, he has way less control of where the people are gonna go. I mean, to be fair, he can maybe use his. He could have probably like used his phone like everybody else to track people, but I don't think his control goes as far as making these bodies check their phone and look for them. Not to mention the fact that they aren't holding any rings, so they won't be spotted. I guess they're just kind of waiting it out to get the last rings, I guess, at the very last second. Because if you don't have any rings, you're dead too, right? So it's like, just because you guys are surviving right now does not mean you will get enough rings to survive at the end of the game, which we also learned there's a whole like washing session going on, and maybe even bets, I guess. Maybe I don't think so, but they didn't really go there because I mean there's no real reason to bet on someone's life when if they're already working for you or they're working in this game, their life's already on the line. So regardless of what happens at the end of the day, you're gonna wind up seeing these people die or wind up seeing these people make it out, and we don't even know if there is a out, right? Like, that's another thing that's kind of eluding this show is, has anybody ever won? And if someone's ever won, did the game just restart, or has no one ever won to even know that there is this as a, like as a thing that could happen as a constant? So it's getting pretty interesting, and I'm happy I found this show. I definitely want to see where it goes at the end of the day. Seeing the undefeated queen, or the defeated once queen, go around like Spider Woman, just swinging from her chains and stuff like that, was actually pretty sick. Just in the case of her mobility, I do have to say she's kind of a dense when it comes down to. She came up with the plan to meet up with our boy, and then when she figures out where he could be, she's like, "Oh, he should be fine by himself. He probably has like 10 rings already." Like, wait, what? I mean, the guy who was begging you not to fight him or to get involved like that, and then when you find out that you do get involved with him, you could have easily taken him out earlier because he didn't really have much control over himself. I guess it makes sense. She's like, I'm the undefeated queen, and he defeated me, and then he's defeated other people. But then she shows up and helps him against a fighter who already stole his phone, and when she shows up, actually gives him a better advantage. I mean, he did have the guy on the rope already, I guess, without her. Seeing how he took like a knee to the face and jacked his phone, but it's one of those things where her showing up as well made it that much more of an inconvenience to continue the fight and to continue pushing on. So I don't know. I really do like this show in the case of they're making the character always seem like he's in the worst position possible, but at the same time he's always still trying to make a move at the end of the day, which is good. And like the analyst that's talking to him is, you can't laugh at the fact that running is an option in this. You need to understand that running is one of the most common survival methods out there. Not only is it common, it actually works. So don't beat yourself up, pretty much is what she's saying, and um, don't just sell yourself short because you're running and whatever. Just because you run. Oh yeah, she's like, stop sulking. Plus, our boy has gotten a new thing he can copy, which, smart enough by him, he learned a lot about the analyst to not maybe like not allow himself to be analyzed as much while he's here. Because I mean, to be fair, she's like, oh, what are you gonna do? Like the guy who died, should have took our main guy's life. Or I shouldn't say should, he could have taken his life. ends up getting on the elevator, dies, and he had given the guy his ruby off of his ring off his wrist, just to try to survive and whatnot. But the problem with this is he goes in the elevator and the analyzer's like, okay, so what are you doing? You're trying to get that ring back? And then she also kind of states the fact that it's almost like he didn't get it, because I'm pretty sure he didn't. But if he had it, they would have been able to be tracked by other players. So it feels like the only reason why she stated that is, how are they finding us and we don't have a ring? Is to prove that she knows he did not grab it. And then on top of that, what did he reach in there and need to stop to do? I think she's going to know exactly how all of his abilities work as soon as he brings out the AK-47, if he does bring it out around her, which I don't see why he wouldn't, seeing how he might be dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, he might be dumb enough to show someone who's an analyzer this, and that other people are gonna get more information from him if he allows her to survive, which I can already see happening. So with all that being said, everybody, have an awesome day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you as soon as possible, or if something else drops today, I'll probably get it to you guys a little bit later if you are still watching now. But yeah, look forward to that. If you aren't already a subscriber to me, I appreciate every single one of y'all. And if you have something you want me to watch or check out, drop it in any comments on my videos and I'll try to get back to you. But with that being said, peace.